Imagine waking up tomorrow in a quiet Amish farmhouse, no phone buzzing, no car keys on the hook, and suddenly realizing that the simple life you've romanticized comes with ironclad rules. That would shock most of us in the modern world. Rules so strict, they're still enforced today, hidden behind those peaceful barns and black buggies. In this video we're diving deep into the untold secrets of the Amish, their forbidden traditions buried in something called the Ordnung, an ancient code of conduct. That is mostly unwritten, passed down orally, and governs every single aspect of their lives. We're counting down 10 forbidden Amish rules you won't believe still exist in our time, rules that separate them completely from the outside world, rules that demand total submission. And one shocking twist that reveals how these traditions can bend in ways no one expects. Stick around, because by then, you'll see the Amish in a whole new light, peaceful on the surface, but with depths of discipline that might just leave you questioning everything. Let's start with the basics, the rules that hit you right from the moment you open your eyes in an Amish home. First off, owning a car. Absolutely forbidden. Picture this: a vast rolling farmland stretching out under a dawn sky, horse-drawn buggies clip-clopping down dirt roads while the rest of the world zooms by in traffic. The Amish believe cars promote pride, individualism, and pull families apart. Too much speed, too much independence. They can ride in your car if an English neighbor drives them to town for supplies, but owning one? No way. That means every trip to market, every visit to relatives miles away, happens at the pace of a trotting horse. In the first hours of breaking this rule, you'd feel the frustration building, stuck, isolated, watching the world rush past. Next, electricity from public power lines strictly banned in most communities. Imagine flickering gas lanterns casting long shadows across wooden tables at dinner, no hum of a refrigerator, no flick of a light switch. The Amish see grid electricity as a direct tether to the sinful outside world, something that could erode family bonds with endless distractions. But here's an early emotional twist. While the home stays dark and simple, some farms use generators or batteries for essentials like milking machines. In those first quiet days without plugs and outlets, you'd marvel at the silence, the way stars blaze brighter without streetlights. But by evening, the chill of no central heating would sink in deep. Rule number 3, no televisions, radios, or personal computers in the home. Think about it: waking up to birdsong instead of morning news, evenings filled with family Bible readings or quiet conversations by lamplight, no scrolling feeds or binge-watching shows. This forbidden tech keeps worldly influences out, preserving purity and community focus. But in the first day, the withdrawal hits hard, boredom creeping in, the urge to check just one notification, only to remember it's gone forever. Moving on. Rule number 4, photographs are taboo for most Amish. No family portraits on the walls, no selfies, nothing that captures a likeness. Rooted in biblical commands against graven images, this rule fights vanity and pride. Visualize old illustrated Bibles or plain calendars as the only pictures in a home, faceless dolls for children. 2. To avoid idolizing human forms. That first hour without a camera, you'd feel the weight of living unrecorded, moments vanishing like smoke. Rule 5, buttons on clothing. Often forbidden. Instead, hooks and eyes or straight pins hold everything together. Simple, plain fabrics in solid colors only, no patterns, no zippers that scream modernity. Men in broad-brimmed hats and suspenders, women in long dresses and prayer caps. This isn't just fashion, it's a daily reminder of humility and separation. In those initial days, the prick of a pin or the fuss of a fastening would drive you mad, a constant nudge that you're different, set apart. 6. Higher education beyond the 8th grade is prohibited. Amish children attend one-room schoolhouses until they're about 14 or 15, learning the basics. Then they begin apprenticeships in trades or farming. No high school, no college. Knowledge of the world is intentionally limited to protect their faith from what they see as corrupting ideas. Imagine the first morning sending your kids off not to advanced classes, but to chores, the long-term ache of wondering what opportunities they're missing. Rule 7, divorce is impossible. Marriage is forever, a sacred vow until death. There is no way out, even in extreme hardship. This binds families together eternally, but it also carries an immense emotional weight, staying through the toughest storms, because leaving means excommunication, being shunned by your entire community. 8th, mustaches for married men. Forbidden. Beards are a must, full and proud after the wedding day, but never a mustache alone. This is tied to old military associations from European history, and a mustache is seen as a symbol of violence, which the pacifist Amish completely reject. Picture young grooms shaving that upper lip on their wedding day, a lifelong mark of their commitment to peace. 9th, joining the military or holding any public office is completely off limits. As strict pacifists, they refuse to participate in violence of any kind, and they won't swear oaths to a government that could conflict with their oath to God. They don't vote in most cases and won't sue in court, staying utterly separate from the state. And 10th, in some of the most strict groups, even bundling is a rule. This is an old courtship ritual where a young and married couple would lie fully clothed in bed all night, sometimes with a board between them, just talking to build an emotional bond without physical intimacy. It's a practice that is fading, but in the most conservative circles, it persists as an ultimate test of restraint and moral character. But here's the dramatic twist that changes everything midway through our journey into these forbidden rules. While the Ordnung seems unbreakable, carved in centuries-old stone, it's not. These rules aren't set by one central Amish authority. They vary wildly from district to district, even between neighboring farms. One community might ban indoor plumbing entirely, forcing families to use outhouses in freezing winters, while the community just down the road allows modern bathrooms. Some Amish secretly own cell phones for business, or tuck solar panels behind barns, quietly bending the rules on technology when no one's watching. And in recent years, whispers of hidden abuses, sometimes swept under the rug and forgiven too quickly in the name of community harmony, have revealed cracks in this seemingly perfect facade. The Ordnung isn't rigid iron, it's a living document, debated twice a year in church meetings where bishops and members vote on its application. It evolves slowly, adapting to pressures from the modern world. What shocks most outsiders is how Amish youth experience Rumspringa, that famous teenage period where they test every boundary, partying in the English world, driving cars, and using technology, only for the vast majority to choose to be baptized and voluntarily accept these strict rules for life. Of course, thousands do leave every year, vanishing into modernity and often being cut off from their families. Now, let's look at the deep consequences that unfold over time. In the long term, these forbidden rules forge unbreakable community bonds. You see it in the barn raisings, where hundreds of people gather to build a massive structure in a single day. You see it in families with 10 or more children thriving on handmade goods and homegrown food, living a life largely free from debt, screens, and the stress of our modern hustle. Crime is exceptionally rare, reported rates of depression are lower, and lifespans are often longer, thanks to fresh air and hard physical work. The pros are clear: a profound sense of peace, deep-rooted faith, and traditions untouched by fleeting trends. But the cons hit hard. Women are expected to submit fully to their husbands. The limited choices can feel trapping for the restless and creative. And the practice of shunning can tear families apart if someone breaks a major rule, like owning that forbidden car or marrying an outsider. This isolation can breed ignorance of the wider world, and those dark secrets, like unreported harm, can fester without the intervention of outside help. In the end, here is the mind-blowing truth: the Amish aren't frozen in time out of ignorance. They choose this life, generation after generation, consciously rejecting our chaos for their order. To them, these 10 forbidden rules aren't chains, they're wings, lifting them above a world they see as falling apart. But the question is, would these rules hold you? Or would they break you? What about you? Which of these forbidden Amish rules shocked you the most? And could you ever live even one day under them? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one. And if this peek into their hidden world hooked you, smash that like button, subscribe for more untold historical oddities and Amish secrets, and share this with someone who needs to know the truth behind the buggies. See you in the next one.